Pulovinaka, good evening and namaste. You're watching Fiji Village Straight Talk. I'm Vijay Narayan. Different surroundings today, a different set, and no better place to be here but the Vodafone Arena, the home of Fiji Showcase 2025. If you haven't checked it out yet, this is the place to be. We've got record crowds coming from when it started on Friday into Saturday and Sunday, and now going into the home stretch Wednesday night. And very important topic tonight. I'm very grateful for having the Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Manoa Kamikamica, and Consumer Council of Fiji Chief Executive Officer Seema Shandil, Vodafone Fiji Chief Executive Officer Elenoa Biukoto, for the first time in a media interview, for taking up the challenge to come and talk about a very critical issue that affects the whole of Fiji. E-ticketing started in the form of a decree first in March 2014 by the former Bainimarama-led government. Before an actual parliament was set up, the decree was promulgated and everyone was put onto the system. This system that we are currently on has lasted for about 7 years now. Now we are on to a changed system, an amended system after a tender process that was carried out. We'll go into the in-depth information on what's going on, what you need to do, what we need to do as stakeholders to ensure that we have a service that's inclusive, that's best for Fiji. That is our aim. So as I've told our guests tonight, when I ask the questions, it is not an attack, it is about what you have sent to me, and there's hundreds of questions that was sent in the course of, from when we announced this show, a very big show again this week on what affects you on a daily basis. So starting off with, first of all, there's a question about consultation, Deputy Prime Minister, whether more consultation should have taken place. The first decree was forced down the throats of people, forced on everybody. Then the system came into play. The system now exists, but people are asking, should we have more consultation? Did we have enough consultation?
Yeah, thank you, Vijay, and welcome to the people of Fiji here today. And part of our role here today is just explain the rationale behind e-ticketing. Basically, I think after 5 years of operation, I think everybody had come to really have a really good grasp of the issues. And that was borne out when we began the conversations around e-ticketing replacement. The bus operators had a long list of concerns. The operators themselves had their own concerns, and of course, the feedback from the public, which was already everyone was aware of it. So, in terms of one of the things that the positives, if you like, with the e-ticketing was it allowed government to actually secure the revenue around e-ticketing in a more sort of a credible manner. In fact, when it was first introduced, the collections went from 60 million to 120 million, so a big issue around the transport industry was the need to retain that revenue, so that the government is giving a lot of money into bus subsidies, but if some of that money is leaking or being wasted, then it's back to the taxpayers to pay the deficit. Potentially 60 million losing out had we gone back to cash. So the decision was made to go to and replace the e-ticketing system. And I have to say, from the very beginning, we were very careful to consult with everybody in the industry. So Ministry of Transport, the Ministry of Communications, the bus industry, we asked them to provide their representatives to be on the committee, and also all the tech companies at the time. So we started identifying what the demands were, what we needed to have in the new system, understanding clearly the challenges of the old system. So the intent was to come up with a better system
for the people.
For the people. that would actually, and you know, some of the core issues was one, lack of access in terms of agents, more multiple ways to top up, etc. So like that was all captured in the tender, having KPIs for the successful vendor, and that was all done in a collaborative manner. And I have to say, up till even the decision on the e-ticketing, I can honestly say no one had said, oh, I'm not comfortable. And this includes all the bus operators that were the representatives of the various operators, as well as on the technical side. So from that perspective, I honestly feel that we had tried to understand things widely and actually try and develop a system that will be far superior to what we had in the past. And at the moment, it's probably important to emphasize, Vijay, that we're rolling out the new system. And you know, we'll get into that detail later. But from certainly the government side, we've done all we can to actually ensure that going forward, we have a more enhanced system and will allow us to manage the transportation systems better. So yeah, so that's kind of really what happened, and you know, even the tender process was quite rigorous, and so yeah, we've come up with a decision. Vodafone was a successful vendor, and you know, since then, you know, we've had challenges with the card issuance, and right now the objective is to ensure that that process is done well, and that we transition everyone to the new system so that we can start to experience some of the more enhanced things that we have. And I'm hoping, Vijay, by ensuring that you know, their understandings in place with the supplier, that we'll deploy more agents. So one of the issues in the in the prior arrangement was the lack of agents. And there's Elenoa can explain how, you know, that will work. But you know, there's a plan to have more agents so that we can actually allow for more accessibility. And mind you, there are now other means available for top-ups. So, so that in a nutshell, Vijay, is how we came about.
We'll talk further about a few of the things you've highlighted in detail.
Sure.
Now, from the Consumer Council perspective, do you believe enough consultation was done and to have this system that's now a part of Fiji?
Thank you, Vijay, and thank you for inviting me for this such a controversial, you know, topic that's going around and that's creating frustration amongst our commuters. In terms of consultation, I really don't know whether it happened with the public, but I, as a consumer watchdog and a rep of the Consumer Voice, we did meet with the Vodafone. I think when they were about to roll out the system, they did come over to the council to present the upgraded system, and we highlighted all the issues that our consumers were actually facing the past year from the time it was initially rolled out. So all the issues were highlighted to the team of Vodafone when they were with the council from my staff, because you know, we are the recipients of complaints and we continuously received a lot of complaints previously. So we wanted the new system to come up you know, without glitches and issues, because I think there's a lot of discussion, as you, I mean, as we have you know, discussed earlier on getting back to cash, but that's not the way forward, right? I can assure you, conversation with a lot of consumers have actually said they don't want to go towards cash. The frustration is, you know, boiling up, is pouring out. It's just that if the system is fixed, they are happy to move on. They just want the issues to be fixed. All those issues they are highlighting to the council and to Vodafone. And the good thing is, I would like to thank our, as soon as the issues were pouring in, you know, he took, our Honorable DPM have taken a proactive approach. He has, you know, taken all the issues and challenges faced by the consumers very seriously, and then he has created a group, which is he himself, myself, and Elenoa, and this Vodafone team. So as and when the issues are flagged to us, we are sending it to them so that they can work on it, rectify it. You know, we can see some changes or maybe overall changes into the new upgraded system, and people say, hey, let's. It's a very convenient system, but of course with glitches. of course with issues which maybe in the coming weeks, because we are working together, can be mitigated or addressed?
Now, Elenoa Biukoto, the CEO of Vodafone Fiji, you know that through an independent tender process, you have won the tender again to provide the service, and you have come up with upgraded cards now that are at play. First of all, if you can let us know, I mean, it's never easy to have a nationwide change in this form and have it in a seamless way. So what are some of the things you are taking very quickly to fix?
Thank you, Vijay, and thank you for inviting me to this forum. Just to give you a bit of a background, when we had tendered to actually roll out the e-ticketing system, what we had looked at also is all the issues that had happened in the previous system and how we can address it in this system. So the actual rollout is in a number of phases. So when we rolled out, right now we are in phase 1B of our rollout. In phase 1A, what we had done was basically just a lift and shift of our current system to a new system. So what we had done in that regard was ensure, while there were new bus validators on the bus, our customers were still able to use the old cards. And then when we shifted onto phase 1A, which was the introduction of the app, one of the things that we had tried to address in there was basically the lack of the top-up agents and giving other avenues to our customers in terms of the top-up, because that was one of the issues that was continuously highlighted to us in the previous rollout of the system. So now we are in phase 1B of our rollout. In phase 1B of the rollout, one of the things that we are trying to highlight, and in terms of access to technology, we need our customers to be able to upgrade to the new card, to be able to enjoy the technology changes that we are bringing with the new system.
Okay, let's talk about this issue about cash is king. People still saying Fiji should have that alternative payment system of cash. The law does not allow it. Is the government looking at any changes, or this system will stay?
Yeah, no, not at the present time, Vijay. And I would urge the whole of Fiji to work with us to try and roll this out successfully. There were issues when it was rolled out in the first instance. And what we've tried to do in this instance is to try and resolve all those issues and try and make it a more flexible or accessible system. In fact, Digicel is going to come on to the system as well. They'll have Visa cards on it and Visa debit cards on the system. So there's enhancements that are coming that will broaden out the ability to actually do top-ups and access. As I had mentioned, the risk of going back to a cash environment is a reduction in the overall revenues in the transportation system, and what will consequently result is potentially a weaker transportation system. Right now, there'll be theft, etc. But you'll have a weaker transportation system, and then government will have to step in and keep on funding more with a more transparent collection system. Well, number one, we take away the need for any other subsidies of government, and we can be very clear where the target subsidies can go. So it's all about trying to be disciplined in what government invests in. We have subsidies for the elderly, for the students right now, the need to have a very robust, transparent system that is digital in nature is, in my view, quite important. But right now we're still in the rollout phase. I am convinced if we roll it out fully and the people of Fiji see the benefits, we anticipate that the issues that were there in the past will not be experienced. I've given an undertaking. Anywhere there's a need for agents, we will put agents. because it's very important that this system is successful. It means that the bus operators can operate profitably and be able to sort of sustain their businesses, because the worst thing you want is a collapse in the bus industry. And at the same time, government does need to spend more than it has to on subsidies and etc. Tax more to subsidize. So these are the types of issues that that we're dealing with. And another important point, Vijay, is the data that we're capturing with the transportation system, we can use for planning for Fiji's future. We'll know exactly the routes people are traveling on, where there's peak traffic, where there's sort of not much traffic. So we can also target the development and all that kind of thing. So there's a lot more transparency with the current arrangement. And so I'm urging Fiji, let's go through the whole this whole experience together, and let's see whether it works. In my opinion, I'll stand corrected when it's rolled out, but I think we can reach the whole of Fiji and ensure that the issues around top-ups, etc., addressed. Yeah.
Good to hear about, because there's many questions came about not enough outlets having top-up stations. Yeah. So you are looking at fixing that,
yes,
Elenoa?
Yes.
Okay. On the 13th of last month, hundreds of people were left stranded that afternoon. You would know, at the Suva bus stand. Many demanding for alternative payment methods then because of what they faced. They had to go late at night, then they reached home and they said, is this a system that helps us? Do you need internet connectivity now for top-ups using the FPOS terminals?
So in the FPOS terminals, there is a feature there for offline top-up. So our agents can keep offline e-values on the machines and are able to top up regardless of the network. One of the other things that had happened on that day was while the FPOS machines were not working, those that had already upgraded to the new card and were using the new app were able to still top up and still travel. So that's one of the other reasons, like we're also urging customers, like let's go through this phase. Top up your cards. We're urging you to come top up your cards during this time because it gives you a greater alternative in terms of the new system that we are trying to introduce.
So for Consumer Council, you did say that consumers are not saying let's go back to cash. They just want a system that works. What type of complaints are you getting?
Yes, as I said, the frustrations are speaking at the moment, right? So they want a seamless, they want a system that is seamless, they want a system that is inclusive and accessible, a system that works for everyone, everywhere and every time. So, looking at the complaints, the different, it's the connectivity issues, and I think they have to have, currently we're not on paper receipts. So they're not able to view their balances because in order to view the balances, they need to have a smartphone. And that smartphone has to have a feature, that NFC, right? That is the near field communication capability. So if you don't have that, you will not be able to see your balance, or you will not be able to top up your card through M-Pesa. So, there is a feature, if you don't have that phone, you can check the transactions that has happened, but not the balance. So that's one frustration. Secondly, I think the major one is being not having a lot of options of top-up. So there are two types of top-up, right? One, you can use M-Pesa. As DPM have said, there are a lot of consumers who want other options like expanding the usage of online banking, directly topping up the card instead of going through M-Pesa. So they want direct top-up to the bus cards. But we have to also realize there are certain a portion of the population whom we call unbanked population. So they might not have different types of online, they may not be on different types of online banking or financial platforms to top up their cards directly. So which means they have to look for top-up agents. So that's another issue. So we have seen in past and even currently there are top-up agents, but they have their own conditions set up for consumers. One, it could be they operate within their own operating hours. So it's quite restricted. Then they will have, they'll impose certain limitations on top-up of the cards. Like Vodafone allows for 2, they might say no, $5 or $10. This has been happening. Then we also have agents who impose charges. So if you want to use their services to top up the cards, they will impose certain charges for it to be done. So that's another one. And then yes, they are talking about internet access, because we know, of course, it's spotty at different places. So in order to access certain things, they need internet. Or maybe we need to go and clearly disclose to them, no, they can also have certain services that they can access offline if they are. So I think a lot of awareness needs to be also done. There's a lot of confusion out there because they're not very clear on the information that is out there to help them. But so maybe Vodafone can do a bit more awareness or aggressive awareness and information dissemination to the consumers, so that they are aware what their rights are, what information is there, how they can seek help, how they can get all the information or check their balances even on when they are on offline, instead of just waiting for internet or checking it online.
Yes, go ahead.
Some of the issues that have raised is that for NFC devices, there are over 250,000 NFC devices at the moment. So even if you don't have an NFC device, you can still see your transactions on those devices, and you can also still check your balance on your app. The other thing that can happen is that in a single household, if there is one NFC device, you can add more than one device on that particular NFC device. So for instance, at this point in time, on my own app at home, for my nieces and nephews, which I top up and I check their balances. So those things we can also do, and we will do a lot more awareness around that, so that our customers are aware of the possibilities that are there.
So yeah, and we have discussed this, that a lot more awareness will take place. This is your rollout phase 1B, you said. So how many phases do you have?
So the last phase, which is what the minister had alluded to, is basically also adding all other payment option onto phase. Is something that we are looking towards. Is basically tap on, tap off, which we are not going to talk about today. Yeah.
Now the issue in relation to, and I got a lot of messages from places like Naitasiri, Tailebu, Bua, Ba, Tavua, Raki, in relation to connectivity, because they are worried about that maybe the new system needs connectivity again, and if they get on the bus, they feel that they won't be able to top up, or they won't be able to travel by bus. What can you tell them?
So the card actually works offline. So when you top up your card is offline. So why we have designed it that way is that if any point in time the entire network in Fiji there's a natural disaster, transport still needs to take place. So people are still able to get in the bus with the card and with the bus validators. That will work offline.
Questions have been raised regarding upgraded cards and payment of $3. We had a lot of parents say, like some of the fathers said they have 3 children, they've had to pay $9, and it is not their wish to change the card. Why are they supposed to pay? Others are saying why they have to pay for the card. Maybe to start off with you as a service provider, if you can explain.
So in terms of the replacement card, your first card is free. Your second card is also free. If you're already on your second card and you need to move to the new system, that replacement is also free. It's when the replacements are more than, let's say, twice, like you've done it, like your old card have been replaced more than 3 times. That when you come and replace the new card, that is when you need to pay for $3. Just to put it into perspective, in our traveling public, our customers on the transit system is around 350 to 400,000. In the old rollout of the system, we had issued more than 2.4 million cards. So that's one thing that was given for free. So
lot of lost cards.
Lot of lost cards, some abuse, and that's something that we are working towards in terms of being responsible for your own card. You have to bear in mind when you go and replace your card, your ATM card, you pay around $10, I think. The card that we are getting into Fiji, even with the technology that's available, it lands at around $4.20. So it's $3. So Vodafone is also taking a
Bearing
part
some
of the
cost
cost.
there.
Yeah.
Deputy PM, issue about people have to pay $3 a card.
Yeah,
Government's message.
I think what I'm trying to, there's some misinformation out there, and so some people are saying when they go and replace their cards, they charge the $3. So there's a mention by CEO, and again it's about explaining the right information, and if they find that people are still maybe there's some abuse on the agent side, they need to escalate that immediately to Vodafone.
Any number to call if there's any issues like that?
The number to call is 155, and I urge all our customers that if you're having any issues, if any of our messaging is not clear, please call us on 151. Sorry, 151. Yeah.
151.
151.
Consumer Council.
Yeah. 155 is Consumer Council. Yeah.
Needs to go out very clearly, and we can use this platform. So what we have heard that even some people have been charged for the first replacement on a new card. So that's another issue that has been brought to our attention. So or everybody listening out there maybe, and they can also pass this information to their friends and families and their communities that if they are getting the first replacement, there is no $3 charge or a new card, right? So I think that was one complaint that we have received. And then there is another issue of the balances not being transferred into the new card. So, if there is any balances, they are asked to go and utilize or continue using the old card until the end of the month, and there will be no transfer. But what we know from Vodafone with conversations with the CEO that even a 50 cents can be transferred into the new card. So that's another issue that our people are facing out there.
All old card balances will be transferred to the upgraded card.
So if you bring your old card,
Yeah.
that's the advice that we are giving you. Have to bring your old card in order to be able to transfer to your new card.
If you don't bring your
new
old card,
if you can't bring your old card, we have no visibility on what your old balance is. As I said, the balances are actually stored offline on the card.
what if you have lost your new card? There were some questions that were sent to us that if you've lost your new card, there was a young woman who contacted us with the screenshots I showed you by the name of Emily, that when she went to confirm to you that her old upgraded card was lost, and if she can close that off and have a new card and transfer the balance, said he couldn't do that.
So, Vijay, as I had explained previously, one of the issues that we had in the old system is the abuse around lost cards and issuing of the new cards. So one of the things that we want to emphasize is that your card is money. It is basically you carrying like a $20 note around. So you need to keep that safe. So at this point in time, the only transfer that we are doing in the new system from the old system, old card, if it's lost, it's the blue cards. It's the blue cards, which is the subsidized student cards.
So for the new upgraded card, you use it or lose it? You
use it and you keep it safe.
But if you lose the card, say you have $20 on the card, can you get a new card and get that money transferred?
At this point in time, no. Yeah.
You do not have the facility to do that?
We don't have the facility. We've also seen some abuse around it in the old system, and that is also one thing that we are trying to put a stop to in the new system.
Would that be the way to go from a government perspective?
Yeah, I mean, something that we've sort of been discussing with Vodafone. I mean, clearly, there are genuine cases of lost card. So it's just trying to work together with the customer to find the best solution. Yeah.
Is there something you'll be looking at?
Yeah, so that's something that has been brought up in the steering committee at the moment. And so the steering committee has come up with certain scenarios that we are working with right now.
Because you can genuinely lose cards. I mean, it can happen. We had a recent robbery at Butt Street where a guy's bank card was taken during the robbery. In those circumstances, I mean, it's not really the customer's fault. So what happens in that case?
Yeah.
Are you looking at those kind of
So
scenarios?
those scenarios are the scenarios that we are working with the steering committee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Consumer Council perspective on this?
Well, you know, I represent consumer voices and I will just say what my consumers want. But yeah, literally, we have had a discussion with Vodafone on the same, and we would we want to see at least we could go case by case. Like, I mean, they have stated some forms of abuses that have happened, but then that should not, you know, put other people into not receiving their hard-earned money, because some of the people, you know, they don't want to go and recharge small amounts. They might recharge 200 or 300 on their bus card, and I understand
These features require only a smartphone. You can also use the app to check your card balance instantly, anywhere, anytime, top up on the go, and even redeem your balance. These features require a smartphone with NFC capability. Skip the lines, skip the stress, manage everything easily from your phone. To use the eTransport app, you must upgrade to the new eTransport card. If you don't have a card yet, don't worry. Your first card issue and first replacement are free. If you are on your first or second old card, upgrading to the new one is also free. A $3 fee applies for additional replacements. So hurry and upgrade today. Download the eTransport app now and enjoy a smooth, easy and convenient travel experience. More exciting features coming soon, so stay tuned. Travel smart.
20 years ago, we had a major drug bust, and you would remember you would have been part of the operations at Laudala Beach. A lot of people in Fiji did not know what was methamphetamine. And what we are picking up on, people are saying it's readily available. Just the issue in relation to General Secretary, was that a tactical move that he ejected himself from Parliament?
Personally, it's unfortunate.
How are you dealing with those police officers who may be allegedly involved in this?
Vijay, no one is above the law.
We assure you that we will be having police officers around.
As a result of that bad policy, by the end of this month, we would have lost close to about $70 million in government revenue.
Bula Vinaka, I am Vijay Narayan. This is Fiji Village Straight Talk.
Fiji Village Straight Talk with Vijay Narayan. Watch it live on the Fiji Village Facebook page and YouTube channel.
About 20 years. Welcome back, watching Fiji Village Straight Talk. I'm Vijay Narayan. We are out of the studio tonight. We're at the home of Fiji Showcase 2025 at the Vodafone Arena, here with the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister Manoa Kamikamica, the Vodafone Fiji Chief Executive Officer Elenoa Biukoto, and Consumer Council of Fiji CEO Seema Shandil. Now, a lot of talk about the new app that is being rolled out. Of course, people are saying some of them cannot download the app, whether it's available on the App Store as well. It's available on the Play Store. A lot of people have downloaded it. How is that process being rolled out? It's part of your phased rollout as well?
Yeah, so the app actually came out in March. So we've been having some awareness around the download of the app. The app is available on App Store. Right now it is only available on our Android phones. One thing that I want to, in terms of our users, 95% of our users are Android users. And 250,000 of those users are NFC users. So if you are able to download our Vodafone app, you can use most of the updates, like you can check, you can redeem your balance, you can top up on the app. And that was what was not available before in the previous system.
So when will the rest of the people get it, those who can't?
So right now, as you know, the Apple system is a very closed system. We've already submitted the app to them, and that's currently in review with Apple.
In relation to the app and going into the future, from your ministry's perspective, looking into the future, where do you want this transport system to be heading, Deputy Prime Minister?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, ideally, the decision to retain e-ticketing is part of a wider intent, and that's to bring every single mode of transportation on e-ticketing, because then the government gets visibility on all what's happening in the transportation system. One, in terms of traffic; two, in terms of the revenues that are being earned there; and three, in terms of how much taxes are being lost or how much is being paid. So we're moving towards a more transparent system, and as we know, government always wants to use money efficiently. The e-ticketing system will allow us to use it efficiently, plan better in terms of which islands need a wharf, which roads need wider roads, 4-lane roads, or etc. And so that's what sort of a digital platform brings. So as I said before, Vijay, we just started the changeover. Let's run through the whole changeover. We are very committed to fix all the issues that have been coming up. In fact, at the moment, there's a daily report that comes from Consumer Council to me. We send it to Vodafone, and so for the next day, we try and improve services. It's a work in progress. Clearly, there's a few issues that need to be sorted, but because we are working together, because we obviously from the government perspective, this is all about ensuring better consumer experience, but at the same time maintaining the integrity of the revenue collection system for the country. So on that basis, we are working very seriously together to resolve this. I mean, I send pictures to you now and again. On today was a classic example. There were some concerns from Raki. I sent it to Vodafone. By this afternoon, they had all of them sitting comfortably in chairs, so the experience was a lot better. I got a confirmation from our party supporter there saying, "All set, thank you very much." So of course, it's in some respects we probably did not appreciate. We are onboarding about 1/3 of Fiji's population on a new platform, and so the way we do it needs to be a bit different.
As I said, it's a nationwide exercise.
Yes,
I mean, there's no two ways about it,
Yeah.
and we cannot have people standing for a long period of
Correct,
time. Where we had you two did have a meeting, I believe, last week to sort this issue out.
Yeah.
Why did you see it necessary that the meeting needed to be held?
For all of us, I think we all share the view that ultimately, with something like an offering to the public, needs to be effective and useful. And so, by Sunday night, I was seeing a lot of concerns, and then obviously it necessitated a meeting. So I called everybody together. We sat down, mapped out what the issues were, and we've been working closely from there. And I'd like to show the people of Fiji, this is not being something that we're regarding lightly. We're very serious about trying to fix this, and I can say confidently that we all working together. And Consumer Council is helping Vodafone by just inspecting the stores and seeing how things are moving, where there's issues, they're flagged. And so if we keep this up by the next couple of weeks, I'd imagine there'd be a better sort of a flow, if you like, in terms of what's happening. And we all have to work together. We need to make this work. And we are concerned about. We have been concerned about the concerns, but the great thing is we all working together to fix the issue.
From the consumer's perspective, we know, as I said, nationwide exercise needs an uptake from the consumers, and we need that service delivery from the solution provider. With the gaps in the system that were emerging, do you believe we're fixing that now?
As the DPM just stated, we are working very closely. So Consumer Council, through our daily complaints, we register complaints, right? That's our work. So all the complaints that we are receiving on a daily basis, and since last week, my team is on ground doing market surveillances because they have rolled out enough people are rushing in, they're going in numbers to upgrade their cards. So we are identifying issues and we are generating reports and sending it to our DPM, and which is also flagged to Vodafone, and we are working together. So you might have seen more outlets have come. to assist consumers to upgrade their cards, right? So this is how we're working. And Vijay, we are living in a digital age. We have this Gen Z and this Alpha Zen generation coming, so they will be definitely wanting to be on the digital platform, right? We don't want our people to be lagging behind from the international community. Everybody is moving towards digital platform. Yes, there are glitches. We are working on it. Of course, I represent the consumer voices. I'm not, saying that there are no glitches, but we are working on it. We are actively, I would say, working on it. And on a daily basis, we are flagging the issues to our DPM, who is looking into these cases seriously. And hopefully, as you said, next time we meet, we can happily say, oh, now we have a flawless system for our consumers. Our consumers are happy and they're saying, oh, yes, this is what we wanted. Because as I said, they are not calling for a total abandonment of the system. They are saying, we want improvement. Get the improvement for us. Yeah?
Disposable cards is another issue, and I showed you that amendment to the Act in relation to making things easier for those who may need that urgent card and move quickly. The tourists were used as examples. What is the solution there?
So right now you can get a card at any outlet. So even if you get off at the airport shop, there are cards which are currently in use that are available at the airport shop, and any tourist can pick up that particular card and use it on the system. As DPM had alluded to, one thing that we are also working on is basically being able to integrate into our means being able to use your MasterCard to be able to just use and tap on the system and be ready to use. The system that we have is ready to do that, and it's only waiting for us to catch up to the technology, so we are able to utilize the technology that we are already on the bus.
So just for the benefit of, if I have a debit card, and eventually will this system, if I tap my debit card, it can get me on?
Yes, that is what we are working to. So if you have a debit card and a credit card, you should be able to use it, not right now, but that is one of the
my next question,
phases.
how far away are we from that system?
Yeah, so in the phases that we have done right now, we are just working with our QR system. So we want that up for our customers right now. Because we want also a digital customer to be able to pay on the card. So as of this point in time, our focus is ensuring that our customers in Fiji are able to use QR, because that is the most widely available payment mode for our customers.
So that's for M-Pesa and other users?
And other users.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the time frame to get that going?
So with the steering committee is that should be available.
Does it need internet?
The QR code will need internet, but what I also want to emphasize is that is only one form of your payment. You should also have your card is your secondary form of payment, so you should be able to use it.
So if you have your card, say that you go into one of the areas in Naita City, you cannot get the internet connectivity, you use your card, which can still be used offline.
Offline, yes.
Okay,
yeah.
So we need a bit more awareness in relation to the people who have been sending these questions, because again, that comes to you as a representative of government going out there, because I showed you some of the messages, people asking for you to come and see areas in Tavua and other areas. What is your message from the government perspective about connectivity and topping up if you are in remote areas?
Sure. I mean, one of the things that we've guaranteed as government is we'll ensure that everybody can do top-ups wherever they are. And so I've already asked all the bus operators, if you have any villages that can't do top-ups, let us know. We'll tell Vodafone, they'll go and do it. That's a commitment that we have. Because we want to make this system work, and so it's contractually part of the obligations between Vodafone and the bus operators. And from a government perspective, if we are to successfully deploy this, we need to get rid of all the issues that were there before. And so my hope is by going through these stages, we will ultimately resolve all the issues that are currently before us and have a system that everybody can say, yeah, this is a decent system. But with any one of the things with technology rollouts, Vijay, we have to do them progressively. You can't just hit it in one shot because very risky. If there's some issues, it's very hard to troubleshoot where those issues are. So that's why understandably the rollout is being staged. Maybe perhaps we need to talk a bit more about how the staging is happening, because I think some people were saying this system is no different from the other one. But what I'd like to show the people of Fiji is the way this is designed is to resolve all the issues that we've had
and
before.
put everyone in a system that is inclusive as well.
Yes.
Now, I showed you one of the messages that this gentleman sent, and he's in Suva.
Yeah.
He goes on a Sunday, he's looking around to top up his card. He goes to the service station next to FNPF place. The machine did not work. Then he tried a few more places, and he's in Suva City. They don't have machines. They do not. But he stressed they do sell Vodafone recharge. Then he said that's some irony. I later tried to recharge at the Samambula service station, the mobile service station. Again, the machine not working, but they had Voda recharge. I could afford a taxi home after my Sunday running around, but think about those who can't, and those who travel long routes and have for some reason have forgotten to recharge on time. We know consumers may have given you some feedback. I want to hear from you if you've had some of that. And what is the solution there?
Yes, we have received complaints where consumers have faced similar scenarios. I think the major issue here is having more top-up agents. A lot of people who are just dependent on public transport, which is bus for their transportation, they need some sort of assurance that yes, if they run short of balance on their e-ticketing card, there is a top-up agent somewhere nearby, they can just quickly go there and get it topped up. But then again the question will be, if there is a top-up agent, is the machine working? Right? I hope there is no conditions laid to consumers that you need to do this to get your cards top up. So these are the things that is happening. I have already alluded to previously. So I think these are common issues that has been brought to our attention, where the major issue is getting their cards topped up, and they are mostly faced with whatever this gentleman has said, that the machine is not working, or they come up with different types of issues. So how do we resolve this issue? How do we get that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is one of the things I would like to encourage, and I know maybe it's a cultural thing for us Fijians. We complain, but we don't do the right. The main important thing is to complain to the guys that can do something about it. In the instance there, it would have really been good if he just reached out to the 151 number and
151.
And explain to Vodafone this is happening. I'm sure they would have sent someone down to fix all those machines, or at least check them. So this process is all about making each other more accountable. We've got hotline numbers, let's use them. Call 155 for Consumer Council, call 151 for Vodafone. Call me if you have to. Or private, I've told people, private message me if you can't, if you're not happy. We'll sort it out, because we seriously want to make this successful. So, and we have to work together rather than try and poke holes at each other.
Also, one of the reasons that we want to upgrade the entire system is that we want to put your top-up in your own hands. Is that if you have like an NFC-enabled phone, you would have been able to top up your own phone at that particular point in time. So it gives you certain alternatives, but we are also committed to ensure that we have enough top-up agents available. And please call 151 if any of the issues that the CEO Consumer Council is highlighting, because that is not supposed to happen. All the extra charges All of that is highlighted.
And you'll hold your agents accountable as well.
We will, yes.
And the government is getting more agents to fix this. NFC is near field communication. It allows your phone to top and interact with the e-transport card. I'm just trying to get my tech right here. Enabling features like instant balance checks, top-ups and redeems directly in the app from your phone. Now, this is actively working?
Yes, it is. We've tested it out with our customers at the moment. They are, like as DPM had alluded to, we're in the rollout phase. Now there are certain complaints that have come, and we are dealing with that on a case-by-case basis and making improvements at the of the app as we
So
progress.
to make it inclusive for those who do not have NFC phones, number one, you're getting more agents on the ground, and that will fix the problem for those who do not have those phones.
Yes, especially for top-ups, to check your balance. On the bus validators that we have installed in the buses, you can also redeem your card on the bus validators, and we are working with the bus operators to ensure that the bus drivers are also redeeming those phones. Because like as CEO had alluded to, like some phones do not have that capability, but you can go on the bus. The bus has big display items. It'll show you your balance, and the bus driver should also be able to redeem your phone if that hasn't happened.
There's some areas of concern. What we're getting is also bus drivers saying we will not redeem. What is the option that the passenger can take?
151, 155 straight away.
Complain, straight complain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give the bus numbers, bus driver's ID, and we'll deal with it.
The other one is a lot of comments came through that they wanted me to share with you. Although we are saying we're going cashless, that a lot of people have witnessed cash is being given because people are saying their card is not topped up. They can see it in the buses almost on a daily basis. How can we deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, I know the bus operators, it's a concern for the bus operators, and they're trying to deal with that as best they can. Some of them have cameras in the bus, so they can pick up on these practices. Some maybe don't, but it's a work in progress, and hopefully the more reliable the system gets perceived, and the more people are aware of how you can top up, that issue will become less of an incident. Yeah.
Now, at times when you are getting messages like you highlighted in Raki Raki or Tavua, and then you alerting Vodafone and Consumer Council is doing the same, what are the systems in place to ensure that those you do not watch, you are not on the ground watching them all the time, that they're doing what they're supposed to do?
So just to give you the scale of the rollout that we have done, we have deployed around 200 additional staff to be able to ensure that this rollout is successful. One of the things that we have also done is that we have ensured that all our leaders are out on the field and ensuring that this is happening, and all given to us by the Consumer Council is being addressed at the ground.
You're watching Fiji Village Straight Talk. I'm Vijay Narayan. We'll be back after this break.
Introducing the all-new e-Transport app, your smarter, faster way to travel. With the e-Transport app, you can now view your electronic travel tickets anytime. Track your rides and payment history easily. These features require only a smartphone. You can also use the app to check your card balance instantly, anywhere, anytime. Top up on the go, and even redeem your balance. These features require a smartphone with NFC capability. Skip the lines, skip the stress, manage everything easily from your phone. To use the e-Transport app, you must upgrade to the new e-Transport card. If you don't have a card yet, don't worry. Your first card issue and first replacement are free. If you are on your first or second old card, upgrading to the new one is also free. A $3 fee applies for additional replacements. So hurry and upgrade today. Download the e-Transport app now and enjoy a smooth, easy and convenient travel experience. More exciting features coming soon, so stay tuned. Travel smart, travel easy, powered by Vodafone.
Hey guys, it's Penny and I've got some great news for you.
Akils, we have a podcast.
Isn't that what I said?
You didn't say that. You said I have a podcast. There's
I
no
mean-
I.
When I'm doing all the talking, it seems like it's my podcast.
Well, because you are so
you contributed something, we
I
would
do
have
contribute.
You know,
You're
like
just not
people would
nice
have actually
enough.
remembered you.
They do remember me. They call
क्या आप भी परेशान हैं?
अच्छी करता है यार, तुम लोग कुछ समझ में नहीं आए। अंधार में कट दिया जगह, कौन जाके भरी? जाके भरो।
क्या आपकी भी लाइफ में ऐसी ही टेंशन है? आपकी परेशानी को कम करने के लिए आ रहा हूँ मैं बहुत ही जल्द आपको हंसाने के लिए। रेडियो सरगम और रेडियो सरगम फेसबुक पेज पर बहुत ही जल्द वहीं पर मिलेंगे। हेलो, अरे यार,
You're watching Fiji Village Straight Talk. I'm Vijay Narayan. We are here at the Vodafone Arena at Fiji Showcase 2025. Our guest tonight talking about a very important issue, a daily concern. You use it every day, e-transport. And Deputy Prime Minister Manoa Kamikamica, who is actually staying back in Suva before he goes to the west for this show to ensure he gets the message out in relation to what is being done. We have Vodafone Fiji CEO Elenoa Biukoto, her first ever media interview as CEO, and also CEO of Consumer Council of Fiji, Seema Shandil. There's a lot of people saying, let's just have different solution providers come on board. We even had the Prime Minister in the media today saying that, but we know that a tender process has been followed. The Bus Operators Association came out calling on the Prime Minister to not to inflame the situation because the tender process has been given, and to work with the solution provider, and that they as bus operators are working with the solution providers. From government perspective, what can government do, Deputy PM, to ensure that our people are well catered for in relation to this system?
Number one, I mean, we're very committed to Vijay to making this system work and work better for the people of Fiji. That's why we decided to sort of re-tender and award the e-ticketing contract to a provider that we feel could actually execute on the ground. And the tender selection was made. We're now in the process of rolling it out. We are tracking things closely to ensure that, in fact, we haven't just started meeting just because of the e-ticketing, the issues that have flamed up. We've had a steering committee that's been operating since the award was given to Vodafone. So we've just maybe intensified the meeting regularity and the connections because of the concerns from the public, which we need to address as soon as possible. So we've had a steering committee that's overseeing the rollout. Some bus operators have expressed concerns. We've channeled that to Vodafone. Vodafone immediately sort of addresses it. When the bus rollout started, there were some issues. That's now fully settled. Now we're dealing with the rollout to the public. And I'm pretty confident if we just continue to talk to each other and, more importantly, flag when there's issues. Because it's a big rollout, and maybe some people are not doing the right thing as agents. Some misinformation happening. So we need to kind of clear the air and get clarity. So, and I thank you for this show because at least it's the first opportunity to maybe talk publicly. But from government perspective, we are very committed to making this system successful. And like I said, I've committed to putting terminals wherever we need to get access. The system now is an offline system, so you can actually sort of use your card even when you don't have connectivity, which is a big improvement. And we'll see multiple ways to top up the card. So it'll mean that from a customer experience, really hoping that they can feel that difference. And so the challenge now is to continue until completion, and then get to a successful outcome. In terms of other operators, I think because it's been awarded under a tender process, we are committed to ensuring that Vodafone does the right thing for the people of Fiji. And so as soon as we had the issues, we've all had a discussion last week, and as CEO Consumer Council said, we are continuously working together and sort of having eyes on the ground, feeding the information to Vodafone. And I'm pretty sure if we continue this, we'll flesh out all the teething issues, if you like to call it that, and try and ensure that we speed up the registration of all the rest of the 100,000 or so consumers of Fiji that need cards.
Elenoa, just in relation to some questions there, it's that Vodafone is monopolizing this market through M-Pesa. And now we've heard it tonight that you are looking at opening it up to MyCash and eventually opening it up to even bank cards. Now, can you explain the system? Is it part of your phased rollout to first try your system on your network, then opening it up?
So that's you've said it, Vijay. Part of the reason why it's a phased rollout is because it's such a big rollout. So we need to address issues in each phase. So when we roll out on M-Pesa, we can address it within our network. And when we add another provider on, we can also address issues if there are issues in terms of that particular payment system. And that will make it easier for our customers going forward.
Issue about lost cards and blocking of cards and the transfer of funds. You did say you will be looking at reviewing that based on circumstances. By when will a decision be made by the steering committee?
Yeah, I think we'll definitely be looking to try and resolve it as soon as possible. So hopefully by the end of next week we'll have a conversation and then hopefully come to understanding on what we need to do. As you correctly pointed out, not everyone is abusing the system, and so we just need to find a way of flushing out those who are currently trying to game the system, have more than one card and use it everywhere they go. Yeah.
Seema, in relation to the issue of blocking the cards and transferring of funds from the cards?
We have made our stand very clear from the consumer's viewpoint that it needs to be assessed case by case, because of course people don't want, if they have large sum of money, even a small sum of money, because there are people from different income levels, it matters to them. So if we can come out with a way whereby we can assess and transfer whatever is lost into their new card, it would be good. Because for that matter, anybody, that some people might top up for $10 because that's what they can, or that's what their ability is, or some may top up $100 and they have lost it, but they still need that money because it makes a difference to their family expense. So I would like, from the consumer viewpoint, I would want to see that we work together to see how we can provide support to those who have lost their card.
June 30th is your deadline. How many do you expect to register for the upgraded cards? Do we expect any extensions as well?
So what we're looking at the moment is that in the month of June alone, we've had 150,000 upgrades. So since March, when we had actually started rolling out the new cards, we only had 50,000 from March up until June. And then when we communicated the deadline, is that is when the rest of our customers came in and upgraded the cards. So we've seen a good uptake in terms of the cards. So one of the things that we are reviewing actually at the end of the day is whether we based on the numbers uptake today is whether there will be an extension needed by June 30th. And when we do that, we will also communicate with DPM on whether there will be an extension needed during that time.
So right now you have over $200,000 people who are on the system.
Yes.
In relation to, as we finish off the show, in very simple terms, at this point in time, what is your message to the people who have not upgraded their card?
Please come in and upgrade your card in order to utilize the technology that is available on the new cards and be able to use basically the other modes of payment that is available in the new rollout. You need to be on the new card in order to be able to use the app. So we urge you to come. We know that there will be lines. Please bear with us as we have like quite a number of customers still left to upgrade. But please come and upgrade your cards.
So the system, as it rolls out at this point in time, as we understand it, we will have a cashless system. There will be no going back to an option of cash, Deputy Prime Minister.
Yeah, right now that's the intent, and we need to try and see how we can successfully execute it, because the benefits to the country is very significant, like if going back to that example of when it was rolled out initially, to go from 60 million to 120 million. We really don't want a major revenue loss to happen in the bus system, and then we end up with some unintended consequences. And also, the system should provide more data for us to be able to plan things better in the country, understand the bus industry a bit more, see whether they need any subsidies for further investment, those kind of things. So that comes from a data-driven kind of, at the moment, bit of guesswork happening when we come to bus data. Right now, I just urge us all to work with the government to get the system moving, and hopefully we'll be able to get maximum benefit from the system.
My question, and this is for all three of you, starting with the Consumer Council first, to make sure, again, I go back to the introduction, to make sure this is inclusive, an inclusive solution. We know there are people who have the smartphones, the generation that will just go and they're used to it, they're looking forward to it because they can see it's happening overseas. But we have a certain percentage of the population which they are not tech savvy and they do not have these devices readily available. To make it inclusive, from your perspective, what needs to be done, what has been done, and what needs to be done?
Thank you, Vijay, as a consumer rep and the voice of consumers. I think we want to see a system that is efficient, right? And we know there have been certain issues that have spilled over to the new e-ticketing, and we are working together to ensure that these issues are resolved. So in terms of, as you said, we want to see it very inclusive, right? As we know, certain population do not have access to smartphone, so they are kind of currently excluded from it. So what we have seen, this is one issue. There are top-up agents issues. So what we want to see is these issues are addressed, mitigated, and in a month's time, we are looking forward to all these issues being resolved and say, our consumers happily saying, hey, this is what we wanted. There is no issues, there is no glitches, and this is the what we were looking for, and now we are happy with this e-ticketing system.
Elenoa, from Vodafone's perspective?
So we are committed to having like a robust system that is rolled out to our customers and addressing all of the issues that has been raised by our customers. One thing that we are committed to is that we know that when this system is fully rolled out, it'll bring great benefit to all our customers and also to the bus operators and also to the government of Fiji in terms of the data that is available. And we are able to basically make the services better to all our consumers, and that's basically where we want to go to. is that we want a system that works for everybody, and we are sure that as Vodafone, why we were chosen as the e-ticketing provider is that we are able to deliver that.
Including those that do not have the smartphones.
Including those that do not have the
NFC.
smartphones and NFC.
And what is the timeline to get it fully done?
So at this point in time, there are certain dependencies that we have to work with government. So I can't commit to that timeline at the moment, and that's something that with the steering committee that we will be able to communicate here.
This year, this few months?
It'll be this year.
This year?
It'll be this year, definitely this year.
It's dependent on you.
Yeah, what Elenoa is alluding to is the tap-on, tap-off technology. That requires another round of discussion. Because again, if we now don't get it right, the consumers are going to be very upset with us. So it needs global GPS mapping and all that. So there's a bit of a process, and we need to involve FCCC and also LTA. So that discussion's already happening. So I mean that's the final component. But the other components we'll be able to roll out progressively this year, and then hopefully we can make a call on the tap-on, tap-off, because there are some issues in there that again we need to handle sensitively. And communicate to the public before we roll it out. Like for example, there needs to be a reserve on the card for tap-on, tap-off. And so, we know this is Fiji, right? Not everybody has money in the card. So these are some of the practical things that we need to sort of flesh out. I know the bus operators want it, but again, we need to, as you correctly pointed out, needs to be inclusive and effective. So a bit of work still required. And we'll make sure that everybody's consulted before we get that done. Yeah.
So we're getting more agents in areas where there are vulnerable communities around, mainly remote areas and other areas. For those agents who are not cooperating, you both will be dealing with that with the Consumer Council. And for those that have the system already in their phone, with the app ready to go, they can top up. By when would they be having various forms of payment methods? Do you have a timeline for that?
Yeah. So that's in phase 2 of the project. And so as soon as we finish phase 1B, which we're working on right now, which is the QR payments,
right?
And that is slated in the next 2 months. We will start working on the other forms of payment, which is the debit cards and the credit cards to be able to use.
So what's the time frame for people watching out there when that will happen?
So we want to effectively deliver all of those within the next 6 months. Within the next 6 months, we want to deliver all forms of payment to our customers. So as you said, like access has to be equitable to everyone.
So right now, if you do want to do payments, you can even do your internet bank transfer to M-Pesa, which is facilitated, and then top up through M-Pesa to your e-transport app.
So even from Digicel to M-Pesa, you can still do that at the moment. So with the national payment system.
That's the show for tonight. Before we finish off, I'll give, starting off with Ms. Shandil, your final comments to the people out there in relation to e-transport and the work that is being done.
So let's work together. As we said, we are living in the digital world. I know there are some glitches. We're working with the DPM and Vodafone to see how we can address that. But should you face any issues, please call us on 155 so that that is into our attention, and the Consumer Council is also out there every day doing surveillances just to observe what is happening on ground and getting positive and negative feedback from our consumers, so that we can come back and then compile what the issues are out there, and how we can work to address those issues. So we want you to continue contributing or calling us and letting us know of all the issues that you are facing, so that the same can be flagged to the service provider, and they can work with and come up with amicable solutions to help you to have a seamless system.
Elenoa?
Please bear with us as we go through this phase of rollout. Call us if you have any issues. Call us at 123 151. Also check all our socials for all the advice that we have put out in regards to the upgrade of your cards, so that you are ready when you are coming to the outlets to upgrade your cards.
Deputy PM?
Yeah, thank you, Vijay. Firstly, again, thank you for the opportunity to come and discuss this issue with the people of Fiji, and to those of all of you listening in tonight, thank you for listening in. Be assured, the government of Fiji wants to make this work, and we are doing all that we can to work together with Vodafone and obviously with the Consumer Council to roll this out. Honorable Prime Minister was publicly today asking that it be fixed, and that's certainly the posture we've taken since last week, and we're very serious about ensuring that we deliver a very good system for the people of Fiji, and a system that can be inclusive. And and again, I just urge everybody, if you have an issue, don't just post on Facebook, which is fine, but call us and let us know so that we can kind of do something about it. That's the way we can really accelerate, resolving some of the pain points that we've been hearing, and we do, hear them loud and clear, and we remain committed to fixing the issue.
On behalf of our listeners and users tonight around Fiji and around the world, thank you for tuning in and watching this special show. I'd like to thank the Deputy Prime Minister, Manoa Kamikamica, Consumer Council CEO Seema Shandil, and Vodafone Fiji CEO Elenoa and Biukoto for taking out their time to come on this special show. And as I've discussed with them as well, after a few weeks, as the rollouts continue, they'll be back on the show again to talk about how developments are taking place. Until next week, from the Vodafone Arena here at Fiji Showcase 2025, I'm Vijay Narayan.